One of the questions that I get from my patients and from the doctors that we teach that just doesn't go away is, why do you not check and adjust your patients the first day you meet them? This is a contentious question. It's a controversial question in the chiropractic sphere. But I'm going to tell you something, guys. If you're taking care of children and you're principal, like I am, your job is to locate and correct vertebral subluxation on your patients, you have to understand that locating vertebral subluxation is only half of the equation. Correction is a process. Correction requires habit, it requires routine, it requires rhythm. There's 3 requirements for plasticity that you as a chiropractor are bringing to your patients every single time they get on the table. It's intensity, specificity, and repetition. It's the only way to change habits, and chronic subluxation patterns are habitual. The reason I don't adjust patients' spines the first time I meet them is because I need all the information necessary to determine what has caused that subluxation pattern, and to be able to draft a care schedule and a long-term plan so that by the time we're done, those subluxation patterns have been completely corrected. There's nothing more humbling than taking care of a patient for a short amount of time, thinking everything's hunky-dory because their symptoms are gone, to come back 6 months later and their symptoms are worse than they were before. When it comes to taking care of kids, you have one opportunity. They're not going to give you 2. If a kid comes in with ear infections, your job is to correct vertebral subluxation that could be contributing to these ear infections. You better believe that this kid is eventually going to have surgery if you don't do your job. Okay? So when you're looking at the neurology involved, when you're looking at that normal complete cycle, and you're trying to find where those interference points are, it takes much more than hunting and pecking while the kiddo's on the table in the first hour that you're with them. Could you identify subluxation patterns while the kid's on the table in your first visit? Sure, but you want to know what those birth records say. You want to know what previous medical records say. You want to look at potential diagnostic imaging depending on how old the patient is and whether or not they needed x-rays or MRIs. You want to look at blood chemistry. You want to look at any other records that are germane to this kiddo's history, and then put them all together with your physical exam, your scans, your history, your consultation, so that you know when you sit down with the parents what is going to happen and how long it's going to take for this kiddo to get where they're going. That is the hallmark of a doctor. That's the hallmark of a principal chiropractor. You're taking care of kids and you're hunting and pecking and you're just adjusting one-offs, and then you're never seeing these kids again, or you don't put them on schedules of care. Guys, you got to check yourselves. It's super important to think long-term with these people, because that is the crux of locating and correcting vertebral subluxation, folks. If this is something you don't know how to do, or you're struggling with it in your practice, you're having a hard time communicating it, or you're having a hard time looking for those particular metrics as it pertains to interference to the nervous system, get to the next Tonal Peds. Coming up November 17th and 18th in Fort Collins, Colorado, we're going to be with Elise Rigney and Mike Lynch. We're going to be teaching Tonal Peds side by side with Steve Hoffman in his MC2 seminar. This seminar will give you the opportunity to learn from a master. Steve is one of the masters of chiropractic to teach you how to reliably, specifically, and gently correct vertebral subluxation in the office, so that you're changing habits, you're changing patterns, and you're changing the trajectory of your patients' health futures. Okay? Get your registrations in by October 17th, guys, because after that, prices are going up, up, up. I can't wait to see you. This is going to be a standing room only seminar. I guarantee it. Everything has been completely redesigned from the MC2 side, from the tonal pediatric side. If you've been to one, come again. I guarantee you we're going to have a ton more information for you to give you the certainty that you need to save the lives of the parents and the kids in your community. Thanks, guys. Can't wait to see you. Love you all. Bye.